Welcome to this week's episode of the Compliance Digest, presenting topics on all things compliance related. My name is Alex Krenke, and joining me again this week is Mike Kirk. Mike, welcome.
Thank you, Alex.
This week we're going to talk about a story that broke a couple weekends ago. It involves a ex-FINRA employee who's filing a lawsuit against the self-regulatory organization. A little unusual to see this, so we want to dive into it. And I know we're in the early stages of the proceedings, so we just want to talk about some of the background on the story and bring you all up to speed on what's going on and what we can expect in the future. So, Mike, first question for you. I know that Mr. Sciddurlo was a former employee of FINRA. Give us some background on what he did there and why he's claiming this suit against them.
Sure, Alex. According to the suit, Joseph Sciddurlo was a principal examiner with FINRA. And during his time, he actually uncovered an error in a system that actually allowed large firms to circumvent SEC rule, which was enforced to limit their leverage to 15 times net capital.
So this finding that he had was actually really good, really beneficial. It was great that he found the error, and I think FINRA's initial reaction to him finding this error was appropriate, and it's pretty much what we expected. But what happened between 2010 and then May of 2011 was surprising, and I think the escalation process that we saw from FINRA was equally surprising. Could you describe that for us?
Sure. According to the court documents, he actually was given credit for his initial discovery and praise. Shortly thereafter, he was downgraded in his position and ultimately placed on probation and then fired in May of 2011.
So I think what we're looking at is that at first, the reaction, like we had previously discussed, was appropriate, and then there was some backpedaling, and then it kind of looks like a cover-up. So tell us some details about Mr. Sciddurlo's lawsuit. What's he claiming? What's he seeking? And then, if you could, what do you think is going to happen?
Okay. Yeah, our whistleblowing hero claims that FINRA actually discriminated against him based on his age and fired him because he had threatened to disclose this now known flaw with the system with the public. He's actually seeking $25 million in damages, according to court records.
So I think what we're seeing here is that even FINRA isn't immune to the whistleblower rule. You know, typically when we're talking about that rule, it's about something completely different. It's not about somebody from within the regulatory organization filing a claim against the regulatory organization. It's more so about a rep finding an error and then reporting it, which helps investors. So I know we're still in the early parts of this process in this case. We'll continue to give updates as soon as they come in. That will actually cover it for this week's episode. I want to thank you for joining us, and we will see you again next week for another exciting episode of the Compliance Digest.